I like the Niners a lot. I
Ooh.
think it's hilarious that the public is loving the Lions. But I get it. They struggled a little bit against the Packers. They probably just thought they would be able to coast, and they kind of weren't able to. But even with Debo being questionable, and Nate just told me before the break, in the middle of the break, that Jerry Rice is making Debo play, and
We have our sources.
Just expecting him to play.
That source
And
is Twitter.
Basically, that's him saying you're playing. Even if he didn't play, I still like the 49ers here. They're the all-around complete team. I'm expecting Dan Campbell, Monty's father, to make a mistake in this game by being too aggressive. Maybe nibbles off too many kneecaps and
He said it last week.
screws himself. I like the 49ers.
I'm with you. I think the Niners are the right move on this side. I think we got them early in the week, all of us 6.5, but I'll take them at 7. The Niners are just dominant. They're just an amazingly dominant team. We talked about how good the Ravens are. The Niners are pretty much the same. They got a really good defense. I know Brock Purdy, people said he struggled and he didn't look great in the divisional game, but he's still a decent quarterback and good enough to lead a team like this against a defense for the Lions that, quite frankly, isn't very good. So I trust the Niners to move the ball. I trust the Niners to score a lot. Their defense is the 6th best defense over the last 3 games. They're 3rd in opponents' yards per completion. They just stop teams offensively.
They are them.
We know the Lions, they are them. And the Lions have been a pretty big juggernaut offensively. I think that ends on the road, outside, against a good defense. This might be the end of Dan Campbell and company. Nate.
Ooh.
Yeah. I do think the Niners are a discount here. If you just kind of think about last week's point spread involving the Packers and 49ers that closed 49ers minus 10, and now they're only laying 7 against the Lions. And if it was Lions-Packers NFC title game, I think the line would have been Lions minus 3. So not much separates the Packers and Lions. So it does feel like San Francisco is at a discount here, and this lines are really, really short. You mentioned some concerns maybe with Brock Purdy, but it was a bad weather game. You lose your star on the first drive of the game in Debo. He still, made enough plays to lead the comeback, and that's all that matters. I see a good bounce back spot for San Francisco here, and their offense playing in a clean weather game against a Lions defense I don't think very high of. Also, just don't trust the Lions away from home. You had those 2 really emotional victories, but they were at home against a Rams team, which they were pretty fortunate to win, and then a Bucs team that I don't think highly of. So going on the road to San Francisco in a game like this, totally different situation for Detroit. And I know that, you said something about Dan Campbell and his aggressiveness. I think he actually needs to be aggressive in this game if they have a shot of winning. So I think it could be good aggressiveness, but if it doesn't work out, then there's the opportunity for the Niners to really win this game big. So I think there's a lot of variance in this game, and I can see a Niners blowout here, and that's what I'm siding with.
You'll be mentioning his aggressiveness again pretty soon, so prepare to bring that back up.
Before we do props, quickly, none of us liked a total play. Do you do a lean? You thinking anything? 51's pretty high.
I would lean over in this game, but I do want to make sure Debo is playing, and that's what
Jerry said he was. So
expected.
Right, Jerry Rice. So
Jerry Rice.
So in terms of betting this game, I think if you like the Niners, I would actually wait to see if Debo's playing, because if he has a setback and doesn't play, maybe this line dips below 7 and maybe below the key number of 51 in terms of the total market, maybe 50.5 or 50. If you do like the lines, I guess maybe you just take the 7 now and just kind of free roll it.
All right, let's get into props for the NFC title game. We had some good ones in the AFC. Nate, we'll go right back to you for your favorite prop for this game.
Yeah, so I'm going to go on the Lions side and play an under on David Montgomery rushing yards.
Wow.
Part of this is game script. I think mostly game script related, where I do believe that the Lions will be trailing in this game. It'll be a lot of Jared Goff throws. Or if they do run the ball, it'll be to Jahmyr Gibbs, who's a little bit more of a dynamic rusher instead of the between the tackles type. And also they drafted Gibbs 12th overall in the draft, so I feel like in the playoffs, that's the time to use him. I know Montgomery was kind of a high-priced free agent signing for Detroit, but he's more of a goal line guy. And then you look at last week, I know Aaron Jones rushed for 108 yards against the 49ers on 18 carries, but the game was in a neutral state. And also Jones had 53 of those yards on a fourth quarter run. So before that really long run that Jones broke in the fourth quarter, I thought the Niners rush defense was actually doing a pretty good job stopping him or containing him. So I could see in this case with, shutting down Montgomery a little bit, who's not as good of a runner as Jones, plus the Lions leaning more on Gibbs, Plus, the idea of the Lions being down in this game and either throwing or just not running between the tackles. I feel like David Montgomery is not going to put a lot of counting stats up on the board on Sunday evening.
Minus in there somewhere.
Yeah, I'm not a math guy. I'm going to go Jared Goff to have more passing yards than Brock Purdy. I'm questioning a little bit, but I like the fact that the odds are plus 150 on this. The fact that you can get plus money and up to plus 150, I think, and we talk about game script, I think the Lions are just going to have to throw more in this game simply because the Niners are either going to run their defense into submission or they're going to get an early lead and just start pounding on the points early in the first half. And then if they do that, you're going to see the Niners run a lot in the second half, or at least run a lot more in the game because they have the lead, which takes yards away from Purdy. And Goff is just going to be passing it the whole game. So I love this, and the fact that it's plus money makes me love it even more. Goff also has averaged more yards per game than Purdy has this season. Everything's pointing toward Goff having more passing yards, so plus 150, I'm all over that. Colby, what do you like?
Are we ready for this?
I don't know. I'm scared.
We're taking the Lions kicker.
Oh,
Mr. Badgley. Over 1.5 field goals.
You see what happened with kickers last week?
And it makes no sense. I know. You're going to say, well, Campbell goes for it on fourth down all the time. I picture the game script to go like this. If they can get one field goal off the bat in the first quarter or the first two drives, one in between there somewhere.
Yeah.
Get it out of the way. Get it out of the way.
The first drive.
Yeah, put up a crooked number somewhere.
Get a 3 going right there.
They could definitely get one scripted drive.
Somewhere along the lines, there will be another one in there for another opportunity. And it's plus money. I liked it a lot.
Maybe plus Michael Badgley from 56 down the first half.
Yeah.
There we go. That's 2 right there.
Does he have the lag on natural grass
drive and the half? Come on.
That's a win.
It's a first half. Who needs 4 quarters? Come on. Not Badgley. Come on.
You see all these kickers missing, and then you go for the team that goes for it on fourth down always, even on 2-point conversions.
It grabbed me, and I liked it. I know it makes no sense, but I like it.
I'm excited to post this clip when this wins.